In this video, I want to show you how I created the dynamic music for my recent jam game, Microvania. So when you first start, there is no music, but you'll notice when I pick up this first power-up, the drum and bass start. And now as soon as I pick up this second power-up, the next instrument came in. So let me show you how I did this. So I have 4 different instruments in the 4 different channels, and you can turn them on and off here. But the question is, how do you do that with code? Because if you can, then at runtime you can dynamically turn on and off different instruments, and that's how you create the adaptive soundtrack, at least the way I did it here. So the way I'm doing that is by looping through the addresses in memory where the music information is stored, starting at 0x3100 and going to 0x3140. Which is just how much music I have in this particular project. So each byte that we're looping through represents a channel on one of the patterns. And it loops by 4 because every 4 bytes represent the 4 different channels. And this 6th bit represents whether that channel is on or off. So what this line of code does is it takes the current value that's at that index in memory and binary AND operator ANDs it with this number here, which has a 1 in every place except for this 0, which is in the 6th place. So what this line of code will do is set that bit 6, at that address to 0, which will activate that music channel, same as turning this on. And the for loop makes sure that it does that for every single pattern. And then this line of code is the exact same thing, but it uses the OR operator and has every bit a 0 except for bit 6, which is a 1. So that will turn bit 6 into a 1, which will disable the channel. It's kind of odd that way. 0 means it's on, 1 means it's off. And so it just does that for every single channel. If you have the certain power up, then turn it on, otherwise turn it off. Now another thing you can do that I'm not doing in this project is we can also manipulate bit 7. So bit 7 controls whether this current pattern is set to as the beginning of a loop, as the end of a loop, or as the end of a song. And this bit right here, bit 7 of the first channel, represents whether it's the beginning of the loop. Bit 7 of the second channel represents the end of a loop, and bit 7 of the third channel is whether it's the end of the song. And then this bit is unused in the 4th channel. So that's just another thing you can do, depending on your application. So that's one way you can dynamically edit music at runtime in your code. Hopefully that was helpful.